Expressions now, quadratic expressions, we don't have any formulas in our formula booklet, but it is important to understand that our quadratic sequences all follow this particular expression, or follow this particular expression whereby we are now dealing with a quadratic term. So in other words, what we're saying is T1 is equals to what? A1 squared plus B1 plus C. And then T2 is equals to A2 squared plus B2 plus C. T3, substitute in place of n there, A3 squared plus B3 plus C. So this is the general formula that we use for our quadratic expression. So when we now come to this, it's important to understand how we can evaluate our A, B's, and C's. So what we need to understand is, because it's a quadratic expression, we said the second difference is what? The second differences are equal. So if we were to simplify those T's, let's just put T4 here. I think it will help us a little bit. T4 will be what? 4 squared plus 4B plus C. So for to simplify this, our first term, which is T1 is going to be equal to A plus B plus C, and our T2 is going to be equal to what? 4A plus B plus 2B. Sorry, let's just sort that, plus 2B plus C. Then our third term, I'll put moving together. Our third term here is third term, right? T3. So that'll be 3 squared, which gives us 9. So it will be 9A plus 3 times B, which is 3B plus C. And our fourth term, B squared, that will give you 16. 16 times A gives us 16A plus 4B plus C. So this is what our expression would look like. So for us to get our common difference, our first difference, we're going to subtract this term from that term. So it is easier if we simply subtract the particular coefficients for each given expression. So we're going to have 4A minus A, which will give us 3A. Then we're going to have 2B minus B, which will give us plus B. And then C minus C will give us 0. And then we come this side, we're going to subtract this one, 9A from 4A, which will give us what? 5A. And then we're also going to subtract 3B from 2B, which is going to give us plus B. And then C minus C is going to give us naught. So we come now to the last term, to the last two terms that we have in this particular sequence. Remember, the sequence continues, but for example purposes, which is using these 4 terms for this quadratic expression. So we're going to subtract 16A from 9A, which will give us 7A plus what? B. 4B minus 3B, that will give us 4B. And then C minus C is a constant. So in other words, this is what we're getting for the first difference. And then now for us to get the second difference, we now subtract these 2 terms again. And then we're going to have what? 5A minus 2A, we get, 5A minus 3A, we get 2A. And then B minus B, we get naught. And then here again, also we got 7A minus 5A, we get 2A. B minus B, we get naught. So this is what we now have. N, T1, sorry, not Tn, is equal to A plus B plus C. And then our value for A is going to be equal to the second difference divided by what? By 2. And then for us to get our value for A and B, we're going to say T2 minus T1 is equal to 3A plus B. And this is basically extracted from this particular value because we got this by subtracting this and that. So this is important. And the other thing that you just need to take note of is we do not find this in the formula sheet at the back. So this is why I thought it's important that we actually get the concept on how we actually get this value so that we can be able to apply them accordingly. So it's important that we take note of these when we're dealing with quadratic sequences. And then lastly, we're going to take a look at the sigma notation. Sigma notation again is one and the same thing with sequences. So sigma notation is like we have a formula, and in that formula we are actually giving off a sequence or a series. Okay, so let's just take a look at an example of this, whereby we say k, and minus. So here, always when we're dealing with sigma notations, we must always expand our terms. Always expand your expression so that you get to have your sequence. And then after getting to have your sequence, now you can actually determine whether it is a what? A arithmetic, a geometric, a quadratic, or whatever expression it is. But the first thing is what? Whenever you get sigma notation, always what? Expand. So here we've expanded this, and basically you take the value of n, what it is equal to, you substitute it into your formula that you're given, and then sequence. And then now we can actually see clearly that this is actually a geometric sequence. So we can give you another example whereby we have what? N is equal to maybe 4, and we're moving up to 7. Let's make it 7, and then we're given a value like x plus 3. And then so this means this becomes x plus 3. So if it's x plus 3, that means our first term was starting from x is equal to 4. So it will be 4 plus what? Plus 3. Plus the next one, which is up to 7. So we have to get up to 7. So the next one will be what? After 4, we have 5. 5 plus what? 5 plus 3. After 5, we have 6. 6 plus what? Plus 3. After 6, we have 7. 7 plus 3. So in other words, our sequence will read as follows: to be 7 plus 8 plus 9 plus 10. So when we have expanded our sigma notation, we can now read off our first difference and our second difference, and we will determine whether. And then the last thing that I wanted us to understand when we're dealing with sigma notation is, if we're asked to calculate the sum of n terms, it's important that the number of terms that we have is by subtracting the top, which is 7, from the bottom, and we add 1. So in other words, for this sequence, x is equals to 4 to 7, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 terms, and our formula at the bottom here, our top value minus our bottom value plus 1 will also give us what? 4. So these are formulas that will help you as you're dealing with these sequences. So those are a few exam tips that will help you as you're dealing with sequences, and in particular arithmetic, geometric, and quadratic sequences. Please do feel free to watch the next videos whereby we go to past exam papers and we see how best we can actually deal with these problems as they come. So it's important that we study this. Please go over this video up until you understand the concepts, and then thereafter it will be easier for you to appreciate the examination solution workthroughs that we'll be going through in our next videos. This is all for now from Mr. Z. Please do feel free to like, comment, and share our content. And most of all, subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any update. This is all for now. Thank you for watching. See you in our next video.
Do, do, do.